Hey guys, it's Carl. So I just got back from a pretty hectic trip, actually. One of the longest that I've done for the past 2.5 weeks was in Taipei for Computex. Went to WWDC, saw the launch of the MacBook Air, which this video is about, then French Open, then Champions League finals in Istanbul. Back at home, here's your first look. This is just in the studio. I've got a pile of stuff to check out. I did a quick little vid on it earlier, but obviously you want to see the unboxing of this. So the 15-inch MacBook Air, it's essentially the same computer inside of a larger 15-inch form factor. And we know that the 13-inch MacBook Air, it's the most popular laptop that Apple sells. It's the laptop that I recommend for 95% of people out there. Now it has a larger form factor, which I kind of dig. One of the things about the Air or the 13-inch Air, it just wasn't large enough, or the screen real estate wasn't large enough. This solves that. So we'll just do a quick unboxing, and I have this one in StarLight, which was my favorite. It comes into 4 different colorways. Of course, this, silver, space gray, and the midnight. So whatever one is your choice. Lifting up the box, very Apple-esque, and we've got the StarLight laptop up top. So let's put that aside for a quick second. You can see here, designed by Apple in California. Inside of there, we've got user manuals, warranty info, and these stickers, still getting to, they are color matched, so these are StarLight stickers, and these are actually on a biodegradable, or a different film, actually. Trust me, I unbox a lot of Apple stuff. This sticker film feels different, and I'm sure this is a bit more environmentally friendly, so kudos to Apple. Standard on the 15-inch Air is a 35-watt charger with the 2 USB-C ports, which I love. I wish the MacBook Pros, even like the 13 or the 16-inch, came with a 2 USB-C port wall charger, but that's obviously something we'll have to wait for. And a braided cable color matched to the computer. And since this is StarLight, it almost seems a bit off-white, since the StarLight, I liken it to champagne. Not as gold as we've seen in some of Apple's laptops in the past, but we'll actually take a look at it right here. So once again, just little pull tab. The 15-inch model is here, and with most Apple stuff, this starts just right outside of the box, which is super nice. So going through all of the different Apple prompts that's set up, it's super simple. I've just kind of set this up as a new device, and you can actually see the new wallpaper linked with all the new MacBook Airs, obviously color matched, so this is a bit yellowy/orange to correspond with the champagne. And the spec option, so this starts at $12.99 US or $17.49 Canadian. And that gets you the 8-core CPU, 10-core GPU with sadly still only 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. My recommended spec is the base, and just upgrade the RAM to 16 gigs. That's $200 extra since everything is soldered on. So what you see is what you get, and the typical refresh cycle for laptops is still around 4 to 5 years. So if you want that extra longevity, just get the bit of extra RAM. I know that 256 gigs for the hard drive is still on the small side, but if you work off of an external SSD, you can get like a terabyte for maybe 80, 90 bucks, depending on where you live. I'll leave my favorite listed down below on Amazon. And just remember though, because it's the Air, it will take up one of the slots, and that's maybe the one downside of the smaller, or I guess the thinner form factor of the Air. It's only got the 2 USB-C ports, obviously the MagSafe, and the 1 headphone jack on the side. So you are limited in terms of I/O, just the 2 on the side, and of course, you'd probably want to still charge with MagSafe to keep your USB slots free. The nice thing about this laptop is just the form factor, how light this is. I'm actually looking forward to traveling with this. It is just so much lighter than my 16-inch MacBook Pro that I was just hauling around the last like 2.5 weeks. Obviously the 16-inch Pro is slightly larger in terms of footprint, but the overall weight is just such a big difference. Obviously the Air just being right around 3.3 pounds. This thing is super lightweight. Another big difference is that speaker setup. So compared to the 13-inch MacBook Air, which has 4 speakers, the 15-inch MacBook Air has the 6. Unlike the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which has the speakers traditionally on the side, you can see that this is actually just all aluminum. The speakers are actually kind of built in all underneath the laptop coming out through here. You can actually feel some small vibrations when you're listening to music through the little palm rest pad here. And it's a bit weird being so used to seeing speaker grill cutouts on, say, the 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's just weird to see just plain aluminum on the MacBook Air on the side. Obviously, they've kept the entire keyboard the exact same size. Nice enlarged trackpad, which is larger than the 13-inch. It's almost mimicking the 16-inch. Super nice how Apple keeps those nice and large. You've got 18 hours of battery life, which is something that I'm looking forward to testing, and obviously the M2 chip, which technically isn't new. Obviously the M2 Pro, the M2 Max, and the M2 Ultra, those are all reserved for the Pro models or the Mac Studio or the Mac Pro, which has just been updated. But that is the new 15-inch MacBook Air. It's essentially for someone that just wants that extra screen real estate, so great for graphics, great for editing, great for just media consumption all around. So if you found that the 13-inch was a bit too on the small side, the 15-inch is honestly perfect. And like I said, the MacBook Air is Apple's best-selling laptop. You now just have the option for a 15-inch model. So super dope. Let me know if you've got any questions. Happy to answer them down below. I think the StarLight color is probably my favorite one of the bunch. And if you're picking one up, just remember that midnight color, which I got in the 13-inch, just picks up fingerprints like no other. I'll catch the rest of you in one of my next vids. Peace.